So the functional area that I chose was academic advising. I chose to interview Eleanor Sparacchio, who is an academic advisor slash retention specialist at the community college that I work at, which is SUNY Orange Middletown, the two-year public community college in New York. Her experience also stems from as an academic advisor at NYU, which is a four-year private research university. She's been an academic advisor for the past 10 years. The role and function of academic advisors is basically to meet with students individually or in groups to discuss which courses they should take. They work with students to identify their goals, find their degree and career paths, monitor the student progress, and monitor early alerts that come through. They provide relevant current academic information and resources to students. They refer students to additional services when needed. When counseling the students, this can happen because that is definitely part of the job. They stay informed with the most updated program requirements and campus policies and procedures to account for any changes and to keep steering students in the right way. They maintain advising records and student confidentiality, and just overall provide holistic student support. Many people use their academic advisors more than just which classes should I take. They use them as a guide through campus. Some potential differences across different universities. Public, private, four-year, two-year can all be different, especially due to the caseload sizes. Like at SUNY Orange, our community college, Eleanor definitely has a smaller caseload than when she did at NYU. She primarily works with new students just starting or transfers through their first semester. SUNY Orange also has faculty advisors that take over after the first semester. So Eleanor has her students for the first semester as they're getting adjusted to SUNY Orange, and then they switch over to a faculty advisor that's in the department that they're studying. Meeting with an advisor at SUNY Orange is required before registering for classes every semester. They have to put in a PIN number to be able to register for classes that they only get from their advisor. Since the pandemic, virtual appointments have become an option. And also since the pandemic, they've opened up drop-in sessions where academic advisors just kind of have their Zoom open. So if students want to drop in, they can do that virtually and check in at a kiosk in person without having an appointment. Some skills needed to be an effective advisor, just really good people skills. So you got to have empathy, you got to be a good active listener, you got to be able to communicate with these students, and really to be able to build positive relationships with the students and other staff on campus. Really, students will come to advisors for anything, so you gotta have critical thinking and problem solving skills. A big thing with academic advisors is that they are a key to retention. So having some retention strategies and also career counseling to help steer students in the right way. The ability to be an ally and advocate for their students. Many students are afraid to reach out to other people besides their advisor. So if there is ever any issue, advisors need to be able to advocate for their students. Be a cultural navigator, be able to work with many different types of students in their diverse population, and really be good at evaluating programs to make sure you're steering students in the right path. Different institutions can have different roles for academic advisors. Some main ones that I have seen and Eleanor and I discussed would be the director of advising, the associate director of advising, an assistant director of advising, senior academic advisors. Academic advisors can have different levels. So there's like an academic advisor 1, 2, and 3, depending on your experience. Faculty advisors, which I mentioned. There could be advisor coordinators if the office is really big, more like an assistant type of thing. And then retention specialists could be another way that advisors could be framed as. SUNY Orange has not that many. It's mostly academic advisors and the director of advising. There is no other in between. Eleanor mentioned some joys of working in academic advising, which would be helping students achieve their goals, being able to build positive relationships with students, empowering students towards self-advocacy and success, being able to build relationships across all campus departments and having a relationship with everybody around. And it's just overall fulfilling work. Some frustration she sees as working in academic advising is the intense pressure from administrators. They have long working hours, a lot of times outside your traditional 9 to 5 to be able to meet students where they are. The amount of emails, she said, can be extremely overwhelming, especially right before registration. And then the students that are hard to reach, who don't reach out to their advisors but definitely need it, that's definitely a struggle. And then she really misses the in-person meetings. More students are choosing to do virtual, which is definitely common amongst a lot of departments, but she misses that in-person interaction. Some critical issues around these days. The pressure is put on advisors as they are key to student retention and their success. Advisors still need to meet with students in a post-COVID world. Many sessions have gone virtually. It can be easier to miss students in distress in an online environment, which is kind of what Eleanor was hinting at with missing that in person. Enrollment is low and dropouts are high nationwide. Students are losing interest in the value a college degree can hold. Advisors are often held responsible for keeping students enrolled. So again, that pressure that Eleanor mentioned. And then skyrocketing tuition is something that all universities are facing around. It's putting additional strain on students, causing extra issues, and also going with that low enrollment. Some special standards for the academic advising program. I definitely read through the CAS standards. I went in more detail in my executive briefing, but really there are in-depth specifics on the mission of academic advisors, which is to assist students as they define, plan, and achieve their educational goals. Academic advising programs must advocate for student success and persistence. There's different program services requirements. A huge thing is on student learning development and success, constantly assessing what's going on, being a person with equity, diversity, and inclusion in the forefront of your mind, leadership management and supervision, kind of making things are in order, human resources, providing the appropriate jobs that the department needs, collaboration and communication across campus with students and other departments, ethics, laws, and policies. One of the biggest things is that keeping all conversations confidential with students. Financial resources, how much money is allocated, making sure they have the appropriate technology to assist these students, and the appropriate facilities and infrastructure. This goes in more detail, like I said, in my executive briefing. Some key national organizations and websites. The biggest one most people think of with academic advising is the National Academic Advising Association. People could also be part of ACPA and NASPA, which are more of the general student affairs associations. And then a key website to always keep in mind, no matter what functional area you're in, the Council for Advancement of Standards in Higher Education. Some professional journals and publications. NACADA has a journal that they use. The Mentor is a good one. Academic Advising Today, Journal of College Student Development, and Journal of Academic Advising. I provided some of those websites there. And then here are my references. So it was really great learning from Eleanor about the differences and what can be in academic advising. I thought it was super interesting to work with her. I really learned a lot, and thank you for your time.